Hi guys, good morning. So today it's 8 a.m. in the morning here in California, and then we are so excited to go to Shasta Cave for 2 hours tour. So let's go and explore the place. Bye. Hi Dad. Hi Dad. Oh, okay. Hi. The road going to the Shasta Cavern from the highway actually is a little bit tight, and it is really a winding road, so I don't recommend bringing a large truck, trailer, or an RV. Hi guys, we are here now at Shasta Cave. Actually, we even get lost a while ago because the road going here is so complicated.
Yeah, and you can tell, oh, we kind of got confused with the sign because we thought it was going left.
Yeah, so yeah, finally we made it before our time. So we're going here at the gift
It says
shop.
no backpacks, no strollers, no pets. It said no backpacks.
So yeah, no pack bag going inside the shop. That's where you're going to check in and buy your ticket. This is the gift shop where you can purchase your ticket. Okay guys, we just done checking in at the shop. At the cashier, you just ask them for check-in. So we just arrived on time, actually the 9:19, and our tour would be 10 a.m. and now they are going to do the boarding around 9:30. So yeah, just perfect. Okay, so they do have this mining here. And a play area so kids can have fun while waiting. There you go. So here's the waiting area, and there where's the bus. Thank you, Fasten. This is where you go. Hi, me. We're on the bus. There you go, waiting.
My name is Joe. Your bus driver's name is Brendan. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hi, yes. So the bus ride down is a little bit new this year. Generally, we just go down the steps here and just get on the boat right here. But unfortunately, the lake has moved. So it's last year was the second lowest year on record for Shasta Lake, and while it's 50 feet higher than it was when we set the record on October 21st, it's still throwing off our schedule to have people walk all the way down to the boat. So you're going to actually get two bus rides, one on this side and then one on the other side of the lake up to the cave itself. One of the questions I'm sometimes asked is, why didn't they put the cave on this side of the lake? And I wish I had an answer to that. I don't. Actually, I do. The limestone is over there. And it's necessary for the formation of the caves. This ride isn't going to be too awfully long. And apparently the sun is going to be good to us today. It's going to be not quite 100 degrees, which is a nice cool day as far as we're concerned around here. Although it would probably make it too difficult to use these roads if it started pouring down rain. But the lake could sure use some.
now we are boating across the McLeod Arm of Shasta Lake. The McLeod Arm is just one of the 4 arms of Shasta Lake. Shasta Lake is a man-made reservoir. At one point, this was just a bunch of river valleys. But with the construction of the Shasta Dam from 1938 to 1945, they constructed the dam, which basically flooded all these river valleys and created the Shasta Lake Reservoir, which we're on right now. In those different river valleys was a bunch of different towns and civilizations. So underneath the Shasta Lake Reservoir to this day are a bunch of civilizations and buildings. That's why if we were to have to jump off for any reason, we would have to dive at first into obstruction. If you notice the dirt path right over there, that's going to be where we're going to head onto our bus up the side of the mountain. It's about 20 minutes until we get to the visitor center from where we are right now. And as we turn the boat around, you might be able to see it's a bit smoky out today, but that gray patch on the side of the mountain over there has a little line running across it. And that line is actually our road. It's pretty neat. We're going to be raising nearly 800 feet in elevation. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, or you can just roam around the boat and take pictures.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Evelyn.
After a bus ride, finally we are here at the visitor center, and this is the clear view of the Shasta Lake from the top. There you go. Here is the visitor center. As you can see, there are some cool stuff displaying in here, wherein you can read about the details of the Shasta Dam and more information in this side. And also they do have a vending machine in here where you can purchase your drinks too. And outside, this is where our tour will going to start.
Exactly, like throw out there. Also, our mountain was formed about 2.5 million years ago. All the rooms inside were basically formed during our hollowing out process. This occurred basically 500,000 to 1 million years ago by the way of a bunch of hot acidic water racing from the base of the mountain and basically pushing up inside of it, carving out all these rooms from the inside out. Essentially, like, it basically got the power to do so by a bunch of sulfates that were under the ground that activated this water to push up, similar to a geyser in a sense, into our mountain. And now, by the way of this door right behind me, you can see we're going to go through a bunch of man-made tunnels that'll basically add as access to all those naturally formed rooms. Right up above us is our natural entrance point, which is about 350 feet up above us. You can't actually see it from right here, but when we're up inside of the cave, you will be able to see it in the final room of the tour, like a relative picture of where like the hold leads to. It's pretty neat. I do have to go over some rules with you guys before we get started. Does anyone have any questions before I get started with the rules though? What's that?
Are those like real like minerals or like crystals?
Yeah, they're with crystals.
Why doesn't anybody take them?
That's a good question.
I saw there's a main crystal inside of it.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different formations kind of stacked up over here. Yeah, I'll dive into more of those when we go inside of the cave. Essentially, these are all just broken crystals, though, during our construction period, which was like from 1959 to 1964. They're really old. Yeah. We also have some coral fossil right over here, just to point this out, as well as some little seashells that are embedded in the limestone right over here. It's pretty neat. Right here. They're little seashells.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so we find a lot of fossils on limestone because limestone's known as a sedimentary rock. So at one point it formed at the bottom of the ocean. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go over some rules before we head in. Number one, no food, drinks, or anything other than water is allowed in the cave. Littering is forbidden. Please no tobacco products, including vaping or e-cigarettes. Also use the handrails both inside and outside the cave, but inside specifically because it's very wet in there, just to make sure you don't slip. Also, make sure to stay with me. This is a guided tour. I have 20 of you, and I need to make sure I leave with 20 of you, okay? And also, our number one policy is the no-touch rule. We take this very, very seriously. This is protected by the state of California. You can actually legally be fined up to $1,000 for touching any of the crystals or formations inside of the cave.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold inside. Wow. We are inside the cave and it's super cold. Right? It's cold, huh?
Yeah, I'm about to cross already. Oh God, I can't even see a little bit of
Okay.
light.
Okay, go.
The bars are so cold. This is so cold.
Going up.
Is it cold?
Look at those. Go. Wow.
I miss it.
Look at that. Look at that. It's like shiny. Look at that.
Information we got, it's pretty crazy. You notice right above our heads on our ceiling, we have a lot of stalactites, most commonly dripping down above our heads. And you may find a lot of driplets of water falling down. And if you get a driplet of water that falls on your body, we like to call those cave kisses, and it means the cave likes you. I like to call it cave cooties.
Like sparkles here. Like sparkles. Those are actually I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's a good point. So this entire wall formation right over here is fully consistent of what we call flowstone. Flowstone is basically a formation of crystal, which is basically formed with flowing water, which flows over anything in its path. Over time, it just builds up with calcite mineral due to a chemical composition. I can go over the chemical reactions, but I don't want to bore anyone too much. We can see a column formation. And this is actually what is formed when a stalactite and a stalagmite. Driplet of water dripping from the same place for thousands of years. And then water fell from the ceiling up above the area. It's the surface below, and over time it just builds up with the calcite. first two men who wanted to start construction for touring this place to begin with. They had basically found that wall back over there that you may see with the light shining across from it. On that wall is where they had found a bunch of water that was piling up in that back wall. So if they initially would have blown it up with dynamite, such as this entire timeline, it could have possibly flooded this entire area. And to this day, that wall does fill up with water. You have a possibility, like, at least if you work here during the winter seasons, I've heard from my other employees.
You okay? Just hold, okay? Is that her? No. Okay. It's a long way down.
Those are all a bunch of helictite formations. We can also see a lot of them over here. Helictites basically grow all weird and odd little shapes because essentially they're just formed by water pressure built from like behind the limestone. So kind of like similar to if you squeeze into the toothpaste, it might shoot out in a straight line or might curl out in a spiral. Water pressure just kind of affects these to like truly defy gravity. It's pretty cool. It's going to be really dry climate. While everything down there is more vegetated, that's where a lot more of our crystal growth usually happens. Up past this little corner is where you can see the first two explorers' signatures. Their names, just to repeat them again, were James A. Richardson and Charles Morton. And they signed their names with the set from their carbide lanterns, which only allowed them to see a foot and a half in front of them. Spooky thing.
That's romantic.
Oh yeah, pretty romantic. Does anyone have any questions?
We are going down here, going to the bus after the cave tour. And while walking down, you have this nice view. Look at that lake. There you go. Ayan, done with our tour now. We're heading home. Hi, go.